Hey, good afternoon, Jim. N6PRX in Tyrone, Georgia. Just saying belated Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you.
Roger, Roger. Tyrone, Georgia. Come back again with the call sign phonetically, please.
It is November 6th Pop-Up Radio X-Ray. We chatted, a couple months back there, and you recorded me out on YouTube and all that good stuff. I just was passing by and heard the other station in there. Excuse me. The Ten-Tech 700 is a condenser element, but if he's running it on the Ten-Tech rigs, you do have to either roll off the bottom or bump up the top. Take your pick, one or the other, to get these things to sound nice.
Roger, Roger. Well, usually on a condenser mic, the top end almost takes care of itself, usually, unless they're packing in a lot of other extraneous stuff between the input to the mic and the mic itself, the element of the condenser element itself. Roger?
Yeah, I've actually done some playing around with that myself. The coupling capacitor that you use between the hot element of the condenser element is crucial to getting that balanced right. If you've got a larger value capacitor, you could end up being a little bassy, believe it or not, especially on VHF, UHF stuff there, where you do need a little pre-emphasis. So I did a lot of playing around with that. Just happened to hear that. This today is you're gonna love this. It's an ancient, and I'm saying pretty cool. Well, not ancient, but pretty doggone old. It's from the 70s. A vintage Turner Plus 3 into my Ten-Tech Omni 7, and I've played around with it quite a bit to get the levels just right, and I think I've got it pretty good. It doesn't have a lot of bass. It's inherent to a crystal element, but it does have the top end cut, and it's not objective.
So the frequency's in use. Frequency's in use.
So I've been playing around with that because it's kind of slick. You just drag it across on the desktop and it stays there. You don't have to worry about dropping it either.
Roger, Roger. Well, somebody was checking in. I told them the frequency's in use. Obviously, I must not be getting out. The frequency is in use. Hopefully they got that. Well, anyway, the observation on that microphone is that it is heavy in the bottom end. It does appear to be quite heavy in the bottom end. My advice would be to roll a couple of dB off the bottom end and roll a couple of dB up on the top end, at least two, maybe three clicks on the top end and two off the bottom, leave the mid-range flat.
Funny you said that. I just looked at the menu and I had it set for when I had a condenser on there. Yeah, I rolled that back off. There's several settings depending on the microphone. You have to see how the Ten-Tech is. It doesn't give you you kind of have a zero in the middle, and you can slope upward or slope downward. You can either go to the positive side of zero and it boosts the highs. If you go to the negative side, it takes away the lows. So that's kind of the sliding slope or the climbing slope, depending on which side of zero you go. I knocked about the increment of 6 off, and that seems to work pretty good for this mic.
Roger. Yes, it's not real bassy like it was before. It still could use just a little more top end. So you're saying if you go for more top end EQ, you'll be rolling out on the bottom?
Yeah, that's kind of how it has to work, at least through the menu. The other thing that set up the VHF, the other thing that works also with these crystal elements is just back away from it a little bit.
Roger. That must be a tired crystal, because usually crystals are quite brilliant, and that one does not sound brilliant. And it's not a powered, it's just a direct element to the radio, right?
Yeah, it's amplified. It's got, I did replace the caps in it, but I thought maybe that would be part of why it wasn't quite so bright, but actually I'm not too disappointed that it isn't real bright, because then it ends up having that kind of, what would you call, like the DX audio that, those DXers out there, which is really uncomfortable when you're chatting with somebody.
Boy, we have a lot of tune-ups on this frequency. Please, frequency is in use. Do not tune up on an active frequency. Go up 4 or 5 and down 4 or 5 and do your tune-up. Do not tune up on an active frequency. Anyway, well, I've got one of those, and but mine wasn't amplified. Well, yes, it was amplified. It usually is on the bright side, particularly through an amplifier, because the amplifier is a medium impedance output, just like the radio is a medium, like 600 ohms or so. So usually an amplified microphone does well with a modern radio, as far as not losing anything in the translation. Roger?
Well, to that, I've had this Pentec about 10 years, and one thing I've noticed with it is it tends to, no matter what you plug into it, if you leave it flat, it's going to be bass heavy. It all tends to work like that. And on the contrary, my ICOM sitting over here is just completely the opposite of that. It's pretty neutral, and it doesn't. The 7000 doesn't give you any options for audio other than the width of the audio. But it's pretty neutral as far as that goes, and if you thin the bandwidth down, then of course you get real bright. Good for contesting or DX, but it's not good for just general chit chat. Anyhow, just thought I'd pass along the 73s. I see you've been very busy out here checking in all kinds of people. What fun! It's really a fun thing to do. Gives you something to enjoy our hobby, and those of us who get to hear ourselves out there as well. All good. With that said, I'm going to duck out of here, and I gotta go run now that the rain has stopped down here in Tyrone. We're kind of squishy and gushy out there. Had little rivers in the street, but I think it's kind of blown past us finally. With that said, I'm going to get out of here and go take care of some errands, get some new windshield wipers. 73, Jim. Thanks so much for everything you do, and have a wonderful New Year holiday coming up there. N6PRX in Tyrone, Georgia.
Roger, PRX. What's the name there?
Oh, it's Marty.
Roger, Marty. 3 Ways, sir. Have a happy New Year, and maybe you get a chance check in next Friday, and we'll see compare notes and see what's been going on. So 3's down that way. You have a real pleasant afternoon and a good evening, and we'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog program, where we air check between 3:30 and 5 Eastern. And if you've got a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll be recording, and we are recording now, and then we post it within a couple of days up to YouTube, and you can go there and find our Qso-Vlog page by doing a call letter search on YouTube, Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. That'll take you to our Qso-Vlog page, and then you look for a session that's called My Group Air Check 12/28/18. Today's date, 12/28/18. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor.